I love you. I love you. I love you. You want to come up? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mwah. Okay. So, we know about classical conditioning, Pavlovian. We know about operant conditioning, the positive reinforcements, negative reinforcements, the punishments, positive and negative. But what you may not be thinking about that could possibly and probably be the reason why your dog is having behavioral issues, whether it's reactivity or just unwanted behaviors, is because of accidental conditioning. So your pets, dogs, cats, horses, any domesticated animal can be accidentally conditioned, but today we're going to be focusing on canine and canine behavior and what you may be doing to create unwanted behaviors. Dogs are extremely curious animals. They are always investigating things, they're always watching things, they're always wanting to be around the happening, whatever is interesting at that moment. And I'll say to you time and time again that dogs are always learning. And because of this fun feature about dogs, you can absolutely accidentally condition your dog for unwanted behaviors. So what is accidental conditioning? It's pretty much exactly how it sounds. It's when you're not actively training your pet and you reinforce or punish, which in turn changes the likelihood of a behavior reoccurring. So a few basic examples of this would be, say your dog jumps up to greet you when you walk in the door. And of course you love your dog and you missed your dog, you were at work or you were at school or somewhere else all day, and you just want to give love and affection to your dog. What you're doing there is you're reinforcing the jumping up because the dog just associates that when I jumped up, I got attention, I got affection from the human that I love. And I'm going to keep doing it. Anytime a human that I want attention from comes around, I'm going to jump up on them. That is an accidental reinforcement for a possibly unwanted behavior. It doesn't always have to be unwanted behaviors. You can accidentally reinforce or punish out behaviors for a better outcome, a good outcome. Going with the same notion of coming home from work or school, your pet is waiting eagerly to meet you, and if you always walk in and before you even say hello to your pets, you get your bags off, you go do something, you let them calm down for a minute, and then you give them praise and pets and love, you are accidentally conditioning the dog for a positive behavior. So what do we do to ensure that our pets are going to be well-behaved, good, happy pets? It's really as simple as paying attention to the habits and routines. When you see a new unwanted behavior that increases in frequency, you should definitely be looking at what you're doing. These unwanted behaviors can actually lead into a lot more deep-rooted behaviors that are more severe. Examples would be aggression, reactivity, resource guarding. All of those can be caused by accidental conditioning. Here's an example of how your sweet, very patient and obedient dog can easily become reactive towards other dogs. Let's say you're out strolling around, walking your dog on a lead, and then another person with a dog, for whatever reason, your dog didn't like, so your dog started barking up a storm at the dog, right? Instead of moving past and moving on, ignoring the situation, you get down and you try to pet your dog and say, it's okay, and try to soothe that feeling that your dog might have. What you're actually doing is you're now reinforcing that lunging and barking at other dogs is okay and is actually good. So the likelihood of them doing it again increases. It happens again, you reinforce it again. It happens again, you reinforce it again. And then eventually what can happen is your dog gets into a tussle with another dog. And then it becomes from an accidental condition that can be solved and fixed to a more complex issue where you have already conditioned the dog that that's a good thing, but now the dog has a very bad experience, a traumatic experience that is layered on top of that. Positive reinforcement can absolutely condition your dog as well as punishment. An example would be correcting a dog that's pulling on a lead. That's fine. Correct your dog if they're constantly pulling, so that way you can have an easy walk. But you have to also pay attention to why is the dog pulling in whatever direction. Let's say your dog does walk fine and you're used to just correcting anytime they've gotten too far forward and you want the dog to heel. Okay, but now your dog needs to go potty. And the moment your dog goes to sniff around off to the side and go potty, you correct that behavior. You're now punishing the dog for doing what the dog naturally wants to do, which is go potty. And so the dog is less likely to want to go potty out there while on a leash. And let's say you do it again and again. It doesn't have to be every single time, but if you do it enough times, now you're going to have an issue where the dog thinks that it's wrong to go potty outside, and now you're wondering, why did my dog revert to going pee and poop right inside the house again? Why can't I figure out why? It's because you punished a behavior that shouldn't have been punished. In my household, my husky puppy was scratching at the door the other day, and my wife thought he was just scratching to be annoying, so she grabbed a little squirt bottle, because it's a quick distance thing to get him to stop chasing cats or whatever, and squirted him and said, "Leave it." And then I immediately got up and I let him outside, and he did his business. And when I went back inside, I let her know that that was probably not the right response, because what we're going to do is we're going to teach him that him scratching at the door to let us know that he has to go to the bathroom is bad, and then he's not going to tell us, and then he's just going to go inside. We don't want that. My wife understood completely, and we corrected our own behavior so that way our dog's behavior is at an elevated level. So yeah, if you are having issues at home and your dog doesn't have a lot of trauma, or your dog just started randomly doing unwanted behaviors and it's been increasing over time, it's probably because of you. When it comes to unwanted behaviors, reactivity issues, aggression, 99% of the time, it is the handler, it is the owner's problem, it is their fault that this happened. And unfortunately, they don't know how to get themselves out of it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of trainers that don't know how to get the dog out of it either. And that's why I'm here, to help educate and help you figure out what to do that is best for you and best for your pet family. So that way you have a very well-balanced, well-rounded household with a dog that can be a dog while being safe in your care. Who's my good girl? Come here. Come say hello. Mwah. Mwah. So my dog is accidentally conditioned to do this to me. Good girl. I love you. Can I have a kiss? Mwah. All right, down. Come on, down. Down. Good girl. I hope this helped. I really do, and I hope that it's going to help progress you as a handler and as a dog owner or a trainer or anything in between. I really do, and I hope this helps solve some issues that you were unsure of how to solve. And if it did help, feel free to click on that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.